it did kind of set up baiting Tai to the top of 3 here. I think he saw me get momentum up there, so he's like, man, I gotta run the top, and it just opened the bottom for me.
Welcome to the NASCAR Film Room, folks. My name is Eric Estepp. I am joined by Phoenix winner Ryan Blaney. Ryan, congratulations. Phoenix was wild. I gotta ask you this question first up. I know you recently got a llama that you named Cusco. So with Patrick Warburton, the voice of Kronk at Phoenix, did you get to tell him about your llama this weekend?
He came up to me. He came up to me in the driver's meeting. I was like, Ryan, heard you got a llama. I have a lot of expertise with those. I was like, yeah, you were Kronk in Emperor's New Groove. Like, yeah. I thought that was so cool that he came up to me and said it. He was, a super nice guy. I mean, I loved him, obviously. He was Kronk in that. I mean, he plays Joe Swanson in Family Guy. I love Family Guy. I mean, the guy's been not only a voice actor, but he's been in so much stuff. So it was, he's one of my favorite actors. So that was, it was awesome to get to talk to him for a little bit.
That's incredible. I'm so glad that he sought you out. As a fellow Emperor's New Groove enthusiast, I love to hear that. That's great. Well, Ryan, let's talk a little racing here. I'm going to show you some clips, some key moments from Sunday's race at Phoenix. You're going to help break them down for us because obviously I'm no race car driver, and most of the great fans at home aren't race car drivers either. So hopefully you can take us into the cockpit, under the helmet, help break this down for us. I want to start at the end of stage 1. You're able to run down your teammate, Joey Logano. We know Joey is a tough guy to pass. With the assistance perhaps of lap traffic, you're able to get by him. Can you just break down that first run of the race? It went caution-free. What were you experiencing in this moment, and how did you make this pass?
Yeah, it was, pretty worn out tires. So we were both kind of slipping and sliding, and we caught lap traffic. I was able to get to Joey's right rear through 1 and 2, and then, see the lappers 3 wide ahead of us. And fortunately for me, they kind of fanned in 3 and 4. It was wide enough to where I finally got a little bit of clean air. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I was able to run the middle, kind of clamp him on the right rear. And right here, I'm like, okay, I kind of got him in the spot I want him. Like, I'm to his outside. I know the 41 is going to be on the bottom, so Joey's going to have that dirty air. And I'm hoping that a little lane clears up for me, and luckily it did, to where I had some cleaner on my nose and I could carry momentum and then get to top of 3 with the 4 and the 41. And then, I was able to kind of drive off in the sunset and was able to win the first stage.
Yeah, I know you battled adversity in stage 2, a couple of loose wheels. You passed, you may have passed the most cars in the race. I wouldn't be surprised. Passed a lot of cars in the middle portion. I want to fast forward, though, to stage 3 because you're outside the top 10 to start. And then after the restart, things started to get strung out. You're just mowing guys down, just taking a piece at a time. You've obviously been so great at Phoenix over the past few years. You've sort of taken the mantle from Kevin Harvick as like the new king of Phoenix, I'd say. How has the field not figured out how to get their car to turn as well as you seem to turn at Phoenix? Like, how are you still doing this year after year?
Yeah, I won't take that mantle from Kevin. He's the king of Phoenix forever, for sure. I mean, we've had good runs there, but I don't know. I mean, we've always just have had good cars there, and it kind of fits what we do. And in this moment, like, perfect timing, right? I had a little run off of turn 4, was able to cut the dog leg. Tai and Carson were racing hard, and Tai shipped it off in there to clear Carson. I'm like, oh, perfect. I'm just going to park it on the bottom and probably get both of y'all. So, racing is a big timing thing, and it's timing with a lot of different stuff, right? Whether that's passing, making lap time, timing with your feet. Here my car just turns pretty good. I was able to get a good launch off of 4. Shortcut just a little bit, just to get to Chris's left rear. And then wrap the paint down here. That's kind of always been what I've aimed for in 1 and 2 is just, can I wrap the paint? Can I, kind of straddle that apron? I've always just found there's a lot of grip down there and just kind of fits my driving style. And then, good turning car. I just get to the top of Tyler here and stuff like that. So really fast race cars make me look good, and I've had the luxury of having very fast cars that Jonathan and Team Penske have brought me at Phoenix, and it's definitely fun when you got cars like that.
Yeah, just absolutely flying. It was fun to watch. That got you back in contention. We're going to fast forward towards the end of the race here. There's a great battle. They showed it on TV for a good 5, 6, 7 laps. I'm not going to show the whole thing here, but I'll kind of let it run and let you talk about it. Your battle for third with Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson. This was a lot of fun to watch. All three of you have won a ton of races. I'm sure have a ton of respect for each other on the racetrack, but how fun was this for you behind the wheel in the moment?
Yeah, I remember this moment. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I feel like all three of us have a lot of respect for each other, me, Tyler, and Kyle. And uh, yeah, I mean, they're battling it out for third. And I just, got a good run off of two. Knew we were bottom of three, into three. And my main thing was like, all right, I just hit the bottom. You don't want to slide up, overdrive, and stuff like that. And I kind of run side by side with Tyler here for 2 or 3 laps. So I finally was able to clear Tyler off of two, and this outside move, getting momentum here off of four was pretty big for us, and then going shortcut here. That move played a lot through the day, just carrying momentum on the top. And I thought the second, third lane to 3 and 4 was really strong. Like it was as wide as I remember it being in the past handful of years. And I think that was just the increase in horsepower, forcing guys to move up as their stuff got older, finding new grip and new lanes. And we were able to use that kind of top lane, third and a half lane to carry a ton of momentum, and then kind of sweep to the inside of guys. Cause I wanted to be on the bottom of 1 and 2. That was kind of my money making corner right there, was hooking the paint and stuff like that. So that move was, being able to set that up a few times was really beneficial.
And the way you ultimately won this race, we'll talk now about the pass for the win. It's funny, you mentioned, 3 and 4 look different from the fans' view alone. Like even in the O'Reilly race, I remember watching, I think it was Jesse Love at the end of the race. I don't know if you watched it. The way he attacked 3 and 4, just shipped it on in there and kind of just let them. Like I'd never really seen that. Like it almost kind of worked for him, it seemed. Well, I want to talk about the finish here, the way you ran down Tai Gibbs there in the final laps, because it looked like on the first lap, you kind of ran that high lane, got that run, and that sort of set you up. I'll go and play this. You rolled top here on the first lap and kind of spooked Tai Gibbs, I felt like a little bit. Was this intentional? Were you intentionally setting him up here?
Yeah, so I shifted into 3, running the top, trying to get this run, and got a good run. And this is what we just talked about, this move of momentum. And I was like, man, I want to be on the bottom of 1 and 2 here. So yeah, I was surprised, honestly. Like when I got into 3 that hard, I wasn't really thinking about my exit. I just wanted to try to clamp his right rear to where he couldn't exit all the way at the wall. Like it's all positioning, like it's positioning games. So that's what I was trying to do, and didn't quite get there. But I think he slipped on the bottom, and it allowed me to have momentum to get to his inside into 1 like I wanted. Wasn't able to complete the pass that time through 1 and 2, but it did kind of set up baiting Tai to the top of 3 here. Like I think he saw me get momentum up there, so he's like, man, I gotta run the top, and it just opened the bottom for me, and I was able to have a good run. And then I had better positioning on him into 1 here. I was further ahead to where I could kind of do a little slider, and I knew he was going to drive back underneath me right here, but I felt pretty good about getting the momentum off of 2 and then clearing and kind of driving away. So yeah, it's, when you're racing around people, especially at these places that are wide, that have like 4 or 5 different lane options, sometimes you do kind of bait people into going somewhere that maybe they don't want to be. Like, I really think that worked, that, Tai saw me run the top of 3 and 4 really good the lap prior. And I essentially wanted to be on the bottom, and it kind of baited him into, I need to be up here, and he didn't have a great corner, and it allowed me to kind of roll the bottom like I wanted to, and then get position into 1. So those are the fun games that you play at these racetracks, and it's the tough decisions, honestly. Like as the leader, you have a tougher decisions to make because you are setting the pace. You don't want to mess up having the lead. Where the guy in second, he can play around with lanes, right? He's a little bit more free. And especially in that moment, I had a gap to third. So I could play around with lanes to really no detriment to me. Like if I didn't gain anything in 1 corner, so be it. Or if I lost a car length, whatever. Like for the leader, it's really tough to make those decisions and set the pace. So honestly, while you're at an aero disadvantage, you're at kind of a playing around with lines advantage when you're not the leader.
Well, it was fun to watch, Ryan. And my final question for you, you and Christopher Bell were, I think, the class of the field all day. There were points in the race where it felt like you were trying to work your way through traffic to not let Bell get too far of an advantage. There at the end, you were the one trying to get by the 54, build an advantage before the 20 on tires caught up to you. At the end there, just what's going on through your mind when you know Christopher Bell has slightly fresher tires? He's been so fast all day. How do you stay focused on just hitting your marks lap after lap there in the closing stretch?
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought the 20 and I were the best two cars. Some runs I thought he was a little better. But honestly, like if I feel like if you lined both of us up equal tires, whoever was in front of who, I don't think second could have passed like the leader, because I thought we were that evenly matched. Like it was kind of a track position game at that point. So and then we never really got to race like straight up with my penalties and stuff. Like I had to kind of keep chipping away. And yeah, I mean, at the end there, when I got the lead, I knew where he was. I knew he was fourth. So the biggest thing that was on my mind is how can I create a gap? Like I only have X amount of time before two tires start fading. So I need to build this gap as big as I can. And then when he got to second with maybe 6 to go, 7 to go or something like that, I had about a second gap. So it's like, okay, you're doing the math in your head. You're like, I can give up a 10th a lap. No more than that. And the biggest thing for me was just don't have like a blow up corner. Like don't miss the corner. Don't have a big moment and let him gain a chunk of time. So I was okay giving up a 10th a lap to him to make sure I hit my marks like correctly and didn't have a big slip up moment. So fortunately our car was good enough to hang on, enough to beat him to the line and stuff like that. But yeah, fun battle, fun race. I hope everyone enjoyed the race. I thought it put on a good show. Rewatching the race this morning, I thought it was very entertaining from start to finish. And yeah, it's fun to have the two best cars of the day kind of battle it out at the end.
Well, Ryan, thank you so much for spending some time with us here in the NASCAR film room. Congratulations on your first win of the season. Here's to many more. Hopefully we get to do this again soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.